Real quickly before we begin, I want to thank this video's sponsor, CarMarshal.com. CarMarshal.com can save you lots of money on buying used or new vehicles, cars, trucks, school buses. If you want to save money, I'll have a link in the description down below. I know I'm going to...
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH. I'm going to do a screen reader here for you. You guys, everybody should watch their LEOAFFAIRS chat room. This is a place where anybody can post anonymously, and this was actually set up for cops and sheriffs, and actually it's crazy, everything. FBI, marshals, it's crazy. So find yours on LEOAFFAIRS, find your chat room wherever you are, all the different United States. Actually, this thing is worldwide. Anyways, more stories of corruption. PRR for Bettina Korte Sweede IA file. Tip came in. She was fired for exposing corruption. Wow. Somebody just came in here and dumped more of the truth on all the corrupt stuff that she was trying to expose, and how this Nazi fucking prick, Charlotte County Sheriff Bill PRUMMELL, illegally fired her to the point where she had to hire a local lawyer just to keep her badge and credentials. And FDLE even stepped in to defend her from this motherfucker's corruption. Listen to the screen reader and enjoy. This place is corrupt to the goddamn core.
LEOAFFAIRS. Sunshine Law request for Bettina Korte Sweede IA file. Tip came in. She fired for exposing corruption. April 22, 2018, 2:36 a.m. Number 23. 2229. 2229 is offline. Junior member LEOAFFAIRS recruit. Join date. April 2018. Posts. 1. Somewhat accurate. Actually, the complaint was the result of questions of Sergeant N. Wagner having I.O.US for time off, because she was gone often, and her accrued time, which was posted in MCU on the wall, along with everyone else's accrued time, etc. It was inconvenient at times, to be called out to work a case, when she was the on-call, and unavailable. The question was posed by Corporal Doherty and other supervisors, on more than one occasion asked how Nikki Wagner was off so much, without her accrued time depleting. I was working on a Saturday. In plain view on SGT Westlake's door was a falsified timesheet of Nikki's, approved by Sergeant Westlake. I photocopied the timesheet and provided it to my immediate supervisor, Corporal Doherty, since he posed the question at a daily roll call, with the other MCU squad present. I was then questioned by Sergeant Westlake, with Doherty present. It didn't feel right. Westlake was attempting to intimidate me about what I saw, and that I was accusing him, Westlake, of fraud timesheets. I stepped outside the office, with Doherty. I turned on the voice recorder on my phone, in full view of Doherty. We both went back into Westlake's office, and for 1 hour and 4 minutes. The BS went on. He was accusatory and I snapped back at him, and we basically hashed out the frustrations and perceptions, and I never accused Nikki and Casarella of having an affair. However, when Heather Lupinity and I went to Kevin Ostrowski for help and direction, and told him about the intimidation and recording, he told me to put the recording in a safe place and keep up the practice. WTF. I needed help, but Kevin O asked me if I had any proof Casarella and Nikki were having an affair. I said no. Kevin O, in front of Heather L, said Nikki and Casarella were caught at the training center. And Matt knew. WTF. Really? That's what I get when I blow the whistle on falsified timesheets that were inquired about by a supervisor? Then Sergeant Westlake outright lied in an entry in Epicure to cover his ass and documented his version of our meeting/counseling session. I brought the lies to the attention of Lieutenant Casarella, following chain of command. I told him about the recording and told him he could hear for himself what happened, and I really hoped Lieutenant Casarella was going to help me fix the issue. Well, they listened, obviously freaked out, and I was put on admin leave. Rest is history. Thank God the FDLE attorney who was tasked with administratively prosecuting me, as a result of Maj Libby's bullshit attorney fluff, read the reports, and actually made an unbiased report of findings. Of course I didn't break the law. Libby spun the statute to fit his agenda, that agenda of protecting Nikki, Casarella, Westlake, etc. Then, the meeting with the sheriff which you are offered after being served with a notice of intent to withdraw appointment. I made him aware of all the things that transpired, as I attempted to handle the situation professionally, so there couldn't be plausible deniability. Sheriff Prummell told my attorney, Scott Weinberg, he had to worry about what everyone would say, if he didn't fire me. Really? If you do something, because it's the right thing to do, what are they going to say? Sheriff Prummell, instead set the example that those who speak the truth of the Chaucinons, lose, and they lose big. Do keep your mouth shut, unless, what you say is going to help out the people they want out. Libby's hope of crippling me from future law enforcement work at a great agency, was not successful. Other agencies are able to see right through the obvious one-sided, agenda-driven investigation Hurley Burnett did. Although my heart sank and the belief I had in the system was shaken. I know now that in due time, what happens in the dark, eventually comes to light. I was most surprised by the betrayal of those who knew the truth and sat quietly as I was being made an example of. I have a copy of the IA, and most of what is inside is true. The fact that Doherty didn't have the balls to be truthful, even though he got a promotion out of the ordeal, but as he said, it wasn't because he deserved it, it was a shut the F% at dollar up and get out of here, MCU, promotion. He was promoted to the road, as most are promoted out of their current division, except Nikki Wagner. She was promoted and stayed in MCU, which made her my supervisor, hence the need to have HR's help. Since I was already confronted/counseled by Westlake, for what I thought I saw, and what I must have mistakenly misunderstood. Hard to believe stuff that shady does/did happen at an agency that had my heart and was really there for me through the illness and loss of my first husband, Tom. I guess it was more of loyalty/love of/for him that they treated me so well, for so long. Things change, so do people. Stay safe. Last edited by 22/29, April 22, 2018 at 12:45 p.m. Reply with quote. April 22, 2018, 3:57 a.m. Number 24. Unregistered. Guest. I was then and still am so very proud of you. I know firsthand the pain and destruction we went through. I am so very proud of you forging ahead, keeping front side focus. My son and grandson are blessed to have you in their lives. It was a rough and at times uncertain road, but I believe you are where you are needed most. You are a blessing to this county and your good name has spread quickly. Women and children feel safer since you came. I do whatever I can to make it easier or less worrisome to do your job since I can no longer stand the line with you. I'm glad I found out who you were after hearing you on my radio the first time. That voice, that name, would one day give me my only grandson and make my war-hopping soldier son proud and happy. Despite the CCSO trash, you are a success and I love you as my daughter-in-law, but first as my friend. You were right about Nikki falsifying timesheets and Westlake allowing her to do it, for reasons unknown. She'd be on call and we either couldn't get a hold of her or she'd been drinking and could not respond. You weren't the only one complaining about carrying her load either. So were the rest of them, but they turned into English sparrows. Hold your head high, you really couldn't work for Prummell, you are a good officer and he didn't want any of those around. Prummell's house of cards is starting to tumble. The satisfaction of watching it is nothing short of sweet. Reply with quote. April 22, 2018, 12:35 p.m. Number 25. Unregistered. Guest. Bettina was a great cop. Good that you posted, as many didn't know the complete details. Reply with quote. Reply with quote. Yesterday, 7:40 p.m. Number 26. Unregistered. Guest. Still is. Bettina still is a great law enforcement officer, and her current agency is very grateful they have her. She now works with a great team and they make our sheriff look very good. I'd put Bettina's clearance record up against CSW Nicky Wagner's any day. Prummell's a dumbass and is getting exactly what he's asked for and deserves. BTW, if Prummell looks good in a t-shirt, then perhaps he should also submit a urine test. Reply with quote. Reply with quote. Plus reply to thread. Page 3 of 3 first previous 123. Quick navigation Charlotte County Sheriff's Office.
Hey Sheriff, we have a question about why your office, your intelligence division, is investigating private citizens for criminal investigation that happen to be activists that are overseeing your department. Why would you have your intelligence division investigate private citizens? We have done...
for life hating so much.
Sir, we don't hate anyone. We love freedom and we love American people. And government is out of control. That's why you're seeing such a revolt nationwide. Why can't you just answer, why is Susan Edwards, your intelligence division, investigating private citizens? This should not happen.
Are you here to apply for a job?
Possibly I might be applying for a job, but that's irrelevant to my question. Why would you ask that question?
Well, enjoy the fair.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Excuse you?
Excuse me, sir.
So those of you that haven't
Wow.
been on a bike before, we're
Sheriff's
just
getting a little too pushy. You work for us, Sheriff. Just keep that in mind. At one time we respected you, but not with that type of attitude.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I just wanted you to know that I am using this stuff under fair use. And also remember to like and subscribe this channel. Also too, keep in mind I do not make any money on YouTube. This is 5 hours work a day, you know, fighting for freedom. And you can donate with PayPal and Patreon. I just want you to think about this. If everybody gives to PayPal and Patreon, Patreon is every month. Actually, PayPal you can do every month. I have 12,000 subscribers. If everybody gives, I can quit my regular job and go full-time investigations on Charlotte County and possibly even more and beyond. So just keep that in mind. If everybody helps out, I can go full-time doing this. Thanks.